Are you in LA?
I am. Where are you at?
I'm in Basel,
Oh,
Basel,
oh yeah.
northwest Switzerland. It's
Did,
like on the border with Germany and France.
oh wow. Do you speak Swiss German or just Swiss?
Swiss German.
Right.
There, there's no Swiss.
Right.
Uh, it's 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 either Swiss German, Swiss Italian, Swiss French, or Romansh, which is
Right.
a language of its own. It's almost dying out, but it sounds nice, you know. It's got a bit of Latin in there and sounds a bit like it's got some Italian in there. Yeah, they speak it up on the mountains.
Oh, up there on the Matterhorn.
Gra- Graubünden. No, Matterhorn is something else. That's Wallis.
Yeah,
That's
right.
a different dialect than the rest of Swiss German. Yeah, yeah. There's many dialects here, but all are so interesting. You
Yeah.
know.
I remember the
Anyway,
first I remember the first time I went to Switzerland. I was in Zurich. I was dying to go see Needle Park, you know?
Needle Park
Yeah,
in
isn't that
Zurich.
isn't that like where like the junk back then they had like an area where junkies were. It was weird.
Oh shit! I remember that time. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. That was a sad time in central Zurich, just by the Bahnhof, the main station,
yeah.
behind this big museum, and it was just full of junkies. Yeah, yeah. It was very dangerous to walk by in like flip-flops or something like that,
Oh
in
yeah.
case you stepped on a needle. And yeah, that was a sad time, and then they moved them somewhere else, and suddenly it just disappeared, that whole scene. And
Yeah.
I hope they all, yeah, I hope most of them at least survived, you know.
Yeah.
It's not easy. Once a junkie, always a junkie, they say. And
Oh
it's not,
yeah. I mean, look at Tommy, in your band. It's a demon that'll grab you, and I've seen it grab people in rock and roll and just take them
yeah.
down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's
Best,
amazing that Keith
best
Richards is
never,
still here.
never to start. Yeah, I think Keith just goes through blood transfusions. Uh, just, yeah, you have to keep that blood clean, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a sad subject when you reach a point where you. But you know, I guess most of them fall into that without even knowing what they're doing. You know, it's just yeah, monkey see, monkey do kind of thing. You know.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Hey,
Yeah.
honored to have you on, my man. Holy smokes.
Yeah, Dean, that's nice, really. Yeah.
I
Let's let there be talk.
Yeah, let there be talk. You know what that's named after? I named my podcast after AC/DC's Let There Be
Is
Rock.
well, yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course.
Yeah, yeah.
Great, great. Yeah, great stuff.
I've
They,
seen you guys I've seen Krokus probably about, I would say 10 times.
oh,
Growing up in the San Francisco Bay Area, it was,
okay.
yeah, Krokus played there like crazy.
Yeah. And we recorded our most famous video there for Screaming in the Night.
Yeah.
The biggest ballad we ever wrote, and it was the ballad on the biggest album we've had so far, produced by Tom Allen. You know, the Headhunter album,
Oh my
in
God.
1983, the year of the Headhunter.
It's
Yeah, yeah,
Where did
amazing.
you film that video at?
Well, there's this old fort, World War One fort, which I mean, there's no cannons there anymore, but the gun emplacements are still there. And when we did Eat the Rich, because we did those two videos in those 2 days, 3 days we were there. And yeah, we kind of checked the place out a bit, all this concrete, so much concrete. And from there you could see the Golden Gate Bridge far away.
Oh
And
yeah.
it kind of, that's the scene of the intro, when the song starts, dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun, and Fernando starts with glam, glam,
Oh,
glam,
goosebumps. I got goosebumps.
glam, glam. Great stuff. Great
Oh,
stuff.
oh, I love it, man. How that comes out, Sons of Vengeance. It's just like, oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah, 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 yeah. Amazing. Yeah, Sons of Vengeance.
Yeah.
You rescue me.
Oh.
They have me tied up to a woe tree. The woe tree, in Conan the Barbarian.
Oh, you
The
know what I thought it was? I
the
thought
woe.
it was they got me tied up to this old oak tree.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people think it's that. No, no. Got me tied up to a woe tree, the tree of trouble. I mean, when you're tied up to it, you're in woe.
Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was amazing experience. Amazing. Yeah.
You know,
And
it's
we wrote the whole album in this like almost deserted looking warehouse in the middle of the Ozarks. It was really hot, and we had this big fan propeller, like something out of a movie, keeping the air circulating and working on different songs. Yeah, it was amazing. And Mark Kohler started with the ground, gagang, gang, and Steve Pace, you just do that, do feel. And then I started, fantasizing. What am I gonna sing? It's sounding nice, this mystical stuff, and and then I got this first line, and once you get the first line, it's somehow like a thread that sucks you in and start fantasizing. And I went outside, and they continued working on the music arrangement, and I was out there listening to them, sunbathing, full of sunblock, and fantasizing and writing down lyrics. And then you carry on perfecting the whole thing and get all the rhythms right. And the band added these magical rhythmic parts, count, count, down, oh, down, down, oh, down, count, count,
oh yeah.
down, down. Ah, great,
Oh yeah. It's a
nice stuff, nice stuff. Yeah.
it's beautiful, man. That Headhunter record and what Tom was doing. I mean, Tom with Defenders of the Faith and all the priest stuff. When you listen to Headhunter right now, it doesn't have any of the dated sound of like, oh, this is 83 or, oh, you know what I mean? It sounds
Mhm.
just like a classic heavy metal record.
Yeah, like Judas Priest, they don't sound dated today either.
Nope.
It's We had the same producer and the same tricks, and you know, he was amazing. It was amazing working with Tom Allen. This English gentleman, always with his nice glass of red wine, and used to go to the piano and tinker on it a bit in the corner, but with one hand because the other one was in a sling. We went horse riding in the Ozarks, and he fell off the horse. He It was the first day he flew in to check on the pre-production, see how the band was going, what kind of songs, which direction we were taking, and so on. And he loved Headhunter. It was like, oh, great! This is oh, fantastic, boys. Yeah, I am the animal by God and the beast. Oh, I love that line.
Oh man. Oh. Now
Yeah.
let me ask you something. So you're up in the Ozarks working on that. You're coming off of One Vice at a Time record.
Mhm.
Why were you in the Ozarks? Was there a studio up there that Tom wanted to work in, or what was going on with that?
Well, we had a friend called Bob Ketchum, may he rest in peace, and he had this studio with lots of space, and he used to put this camera up there and record stuff, take photos, and work on recording the demos. Demos of what we needed was demos to then do overdubs and stuff, and just bring it up to a certain level. And then, of course, the producer visits and takes over and takes it up to the next level, and we were there because our manager was living in Arkansas, and he's the guy who used to manage Black Oak, Arkansas,
Yeah.
Arkansas,
Yeah.
with Jim Dandy to the rescue, that those days.
Yep.
Uh, he was the guy that inspired David Lee Roth a
Of
lot,
course.
you know.
Yep.
So it was nice being there because he could hang out without being disturbed by anybody. Nobody knew we existed there. And to get there, we used to drive Bill Clinton's house past his house,
Oh
to
yeah.
to get to that, and past his turkey farms, and stuff like that. And so it was for us. It was wow. And there was this restaurant we loved to spend time in and really cook good food, great fish. It was on the White River, in Mountain Home, close by to Mountain Home. So there's lots of nice memories, you know, and good for inspiration.
Oh yeah. That's got to be strange for these guys from Switzerland to be in the Ozarks, no man's land out there, you know?
Yeah, we used to go water skiing, you know. It was
Water
the
skiing. It's such a
yeah.
70s,
Oh,
80s thing.
there's these huge lakes
Yeah.
there, but the nature is pretty wild, It's like, I only went into the woods when I was on horseback. Um, there was this black stallion I loved to ride, and it was amazing. Everyone was scared of riding him. He was the guy that threw off Tom Allen. Tom wanted to ride him. He just didn't let everybody ride him. And I spent a whole week feeding him, brushing him, uh, talking with his horse before I had the guts to ride, just sit on him, you know, and uh, and we got on well. We got on well. I guess he knew I was kind, so I'm not gonna go go driving him crazy or something. And yeah, there was this mutual respect.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
How long did it take to record Headhunter? Did it go pretty quick once it was
pretty
demoed
fast.
up?
Yeah, pretty fast. I think it was. We flew into Orlando, Florida, then, and we went to BJ Studios, and it went fast because we have done a lot of good work during the time, pre-production demos, so that helps a lot. And I knew everything almost by heart, but and actually about five of the songs I sang as a guide vocal for the drummer, we this was an old school recording, a huge studio with cubicles made of glass. Everyone's connected with headphones, microphones. The amps are in different places, so there's no leakage. And the drummer is the guy we wanted to record first. That we were focused on helping the drummer do his thing. But then if you get other guys doing great recordings during
Keep
that
it.
time, then it's there, you
Yeah.
know. And I had about 5 tracks. Yeah, Headhunter, Eat the Rich, Screaming in the Night. Um, I don't know what was the other one, Russian Winter or something like that. I can't remember now. I never took no made notes, no diary. It's all in here.
Oh man, good memory.
Well, yeah, actually, yeah. For I have a long distance memory, but don't ask me what I had for breakfast.
Oh, I'm the same way. I can remember the old days, but anything once the cell phone comes into the world, I can't remember anything.
Yeah, yeah. It's very distractive, actually. It's my wife is always going, put it down. What the hell? Put it down. You need some privacy.
Yeah.
Well,
When you look at Krokus, once you join in 80, it has got to be one of the most brutal touring schedules I've seen. Like when you look at AC/DC, you look at Priest, Crocus, these bands in the 80s, it was no days off, you know? It was just be like 10 in a row or three in a row, then one day off.
yeah, 4 in a row, I would say at that age for me, or maximum 5 in a row. Today it's my maximum is three. You know, I tried to get away with two. But then, if you take a day off, you got all this stuff you're paying for. Whether
Oh,
you
yeah.
play, whether you play a concert or not, you're paying for that stuff. So, and okay, if you're like on a level like AC/DC, financially, you can afford stuff like that. Rolling Stones, Madonna, they're in a different league, you know.
Right.
Uh, but well, we can't really afford take too many days off, and so that's why. Well, right now we're doing festivals anyway with Krokus,
Right.
and with my band Storace, Storace. uh, I'm
Sterazzi.
doing I'm doing more like we're like weekend warriors, so um and we really enjoy what we're doing, and I've got enough time with the two bands to recuperate, and I can, handle it. Crocus is not doing world tours, and Storace is just starting out, and I can handle it well, and it's fun to have a lot to do. I can even take on more work. In fact, end of next year, October, I'll be out on the road in Germany for a whole month doing no breaks. Maybe one day off here, maybe in a whole month, maybe we have 3 to 4 days off. It's called the Rock Legends Tour, and there's some other known singers, Joe Lynn Turner and the guy from Quiet Riot, and it's gonna be fun, because it'll be back on the tour bus for a whole month for me, and I haven't done that in a while, and I'm looking forward to that. But still, before that, there's festivals coming up with Crocus, and we're still planning dates with Storace, and in between, maybe I'll take a holiday with my wife, here and there, and spend some time just lazing in the sun.
Time is so weird when you get older. You don't really realize what. But I said, "Oh, I saw Crocus like 5 years ago," and then I Googled it, and it was 9 years ago at the Whiskey, May 7th or something like that.
You did, you were there. Oh,
Oh
cool.
God, yeah. And I'll tell
Yeah.
you. I never miss when you come through because you're one of my favorite singers when I was growing up. I sang for 25 years. I'm a massive, massive Bon Scott freak, and I do a tribute to Bon Scott once a year. And there's guys that were just in my wheelhouse that I loved vocally. Guys like you, Bon, Brian, the vocal that was scratchy but could be clean also,
Hmm. Hmm.
because your vocals are some of the most incredible live vocals I've ever heard live, man. When you come on, it's like you, Dio, Bruce Dickinson. That Dio's gone now, but guys that could still do it every time you saw him, you're like, this guy sounds just like the record.
Well, thanks a lot. Yeah, I have to touch wood for that. I watch my health. I watch my diet. Mentally stay positively tuned and just go for it. I warm up a week before a concert, not every day, but first day is really warm up just to see where everything is, and then maybe one more time just to go to the limit, and then a day or two later hit the stage, so you don't shock the vocal cords kind of thing. Um, so yeah, I feel blessed and I feel lucky that I can still do it at this age. And let's see, let I just carry on. And just like when I was young, I never used to think about the future, too much thinking causes short circuits, and I take it as it comes. And most of all, you have to put your heart and soul into it, and then you can really find yourself and know where your vocal cords are, your limits, your physical strength, and not do any damage.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, some of those, some of those vocals on that record, on the, like One Vice at a Time, they're
Oh,
they're crazy high, Like, hold on, hold
yeah.
on, I want to get this song. It was just, oh, playing the outlaw. So
Yeah, yeah,
it's like playing the outlaw, and then you go up. It's like crazy.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Amazing. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, it's okay hitting a note, but it has to have a certain character, a certain, and I like. There's a lot of blues in me and soul. I went through a period in my life when I was still very young, where I liked singing lots of soul music. Wilson Pickett, Otis Redding,
oh yeah,
and but there was no hard rock then, didn't exist. We had the Beatles. Paul McCartney is very, very soully. I mean, I learned how to switch this grit. For me, it's like a turbo extra gear. The grit. Yeah, from the song by Paul McCartney, "Oh Darling."
oh yeah.
Oh, darling. When I first sang that, I was like spluttering all over the place, scratched. I was like, whoa, my vocal cords must be bleeding. And I spent a whole week learning that song and with breaks, for everything to recuperate, that burning feeling,
Yeah.
really bad. And I told the band I was singing in a cover band called The Boys, simply The Boys. I told them I'll be ready with that by next week, next rehearsal. And I really was. It hurt, but And I thought, now I'm here, I better keep at it and build a little callus on my vocal cords or
Yeah.
whatever it is that happens. And I managed to keep that going and up till today. But as I said, I'm very careful with it until I get warmed up.
Right. At any
Yeah.
point on all that touring, because now we have in-ear monitors, but of course back then you're battling 120 dB of two guitars and drums in arenas. At any
Yeah.
point did you, because I know you toured with Def Leppard and Joe got nodes. At any point did you have any difficulties like nodes or anything?
No, but I fell off stage and damaged my sciatic nerve.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I was really suffering and visiting each new venue we visited. I used to go to for massage and acupuncture, electric acupuncture. Hang on these things and then turn on the electricity, and it just goes whoosh, your muscles just go crazy. But yeah, and painkillers, and yeah, I went through that. Yeah, that happened in Toronto. The first time it happened was on a Ted Nugent tour.
Oh yeah.
We were somewhere in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, I guess, and that's when I fell backstage. Behind the curtain. The curtain was like here, and I took a step back, and there was no more stage.
Oh
So
yeah.
douche. So blue light, ambulance to hospital during the Headhunter solo.
Oh no.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And later on with Def Leppard in Toronto, I used to take this flying leap, one come running from the side, one foot on the corner of the drum riser,
Oh yeah.
take a push, do a split, and come down. Just a little bit of show, because you're full of adrenaline and you think you can do anything. But I flew too far and came to the end of a stage. I had to pull like a full brake, and it was like, when someone hits your car, runs into the back of your car, and you
Yeah.
get this whiplash.
Yeah.
And I got that whiplash, and I was doing it with that as well, same thing, massages, blah blah blah, carrying the cross,
Right. Right. Right.
But yeah, we all have burdens to carry, and some people have worse things, and I got through with it and survived, so be lucky about that.
It's interesting to hear the evolution of Krokus. Of course, there's the records without you in 76, and you come in 80. But it's interesting to hear the stuff in like 80, 81. To me, it really, before you kind of kick into the kind of AC/DC type of rock, it really sounds like the Uli Roth era of Scorpions, like songs like Streamer. That sounds like a kind of an Uli era Scorpions.
Uh-huh,
Were,
uh-huh.
were you guys influenced by the Scorpions?
Well, yeah, of course, but um, I actually never thought about that. It's just I take a song as it is, as it's presented, with the band, and I try to do it justice and serve the song, and no matter which direction it takes me, and for that song, it was really like I was using 100% of my stamina to keep long notes.
Right.
It's like endless dreamer in the night. As I go, where's he going? But then there was this this heavy riff, da 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 ga, ga, and really so laid back. It's like you think we're all gonna fall on our backs, you know. Down, down, ga da 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 ga da ga ga. Uh, and then it just streamer, 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 streamer. And there's another song, a ballad called "Winning Man."
Oh yeah.
It's got the same thing, you know. I've been waiting for so long. Bam, 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 bam. And then it changes suddenly after the second verse. It goes da, do, da, do, da, do, da, do, da, do, da, da, go, da, da. It's over now. Ooh, it's over, baby. Yeah, yeah.
I love
And
that stuff.
it's just, yeah, it's great. It's like sweet and sour, you know. It's got the nice mellow stuff with which is heavy and then suddenly bursting into an explosive fast tempo, you know.
Yeah.
It's great stuff. Great. Yeah.
The Blitz record's interesting because it's totally just like out of nowhere after Headhunter. But the song on there, Our Love, is I think just a Krokus classic, you know?
Yeah, it's amazing. Our love was special.
That
Uh,
song's so good.
yeah, yeah, and it's amazing what we did with that. I mean, compared to other stuff we did before, which was like the blues rock stuff with the kind of less is more uh, philosophy. With this, our love will never die was like, let's just do it. Let's just do whatever we feel. You know, let's not put up any boundaries and the backing vocals. We just added so many. We never added so many backing vocals. Never die. I did most of those
Wow.
because I could do them very fast. I knew what I wanted, and but then live, the band took over. I was really great, guys. All right, yeah, a band that can sing like that, you know.
Yeah.
And because this was something during the Def Leppard tour, which I admired about Def Leppard. They're really great backing vocals, inspired by Mutt Lange, you know.
Oh yeah.
And that's why also today, if when you listen to Crossfire, which was produced by Tom Henriksen, he's also that kind of guy who likes backing vocals. So we got on well, you know, and he's more into that old school Krokus. Krokus meets AC/DC plus a little bit of Def Leppard in there, you know. I mean, you have to use influences. We all use
Of
influences
course.
as long as it's not outright copy, you know. And it's actually where my DNA is, and everybody knows that. And so I was really happy with the results we achieved now. And there's even one ballad on the new Crossfire album. So yeah, and great songs that we're gonna take over and put on our set list. We already have three, you know. Oh, there's my alarm gone off. 30 minutes. 30
Oh.
minutes. Yeah, but you know, we can carry on another time
Absolutely.
because I
Absolutely.
have someone else coming on next, you know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, it was great to talk to you. Are you guys coming to the States?
I doubt it. It's
Too
not
much
so
money.
easy, not so easy yet. Very expensive to fly all that stuff over. And I had suggested we do the States to Krokus, because Krokus is doing the Monsters of Rock cruise again, Bahamas and back.
Right.
Yeah, coming. And but they don't want to go for that, so it's okay. You know, maybe
Well,
I'll come out there. Maybe something happens, and I'll be out there with Storace, my solo band, and we can play a hell of a lot of Crocus songs for you, and the best of Storace too. You know, that would
it was
be
an honor
nice.
to have you on the show, man. And congrats on, a million years of success and still singing just absolutely incredible. And
Thank you.
your brand new re-release that came out December 13th, Live and Let Live, is out there right now on.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm glad it's out there because that was a COVID pandemic release, which was bad news. But I had to do something, and Krokus stopped existing in 2019, and I started working on that solo album, and I don't regret it because it's started the ball rolling, and here we are, three releases in a couple of months, Crossfire and the re-release of Live and Let Live with a bonus live album, which is great because it shows what the band is capable of doing, opening for Kiss and Scorpions and Alice Cooper, and so yeah, it's just slowly getting there. We're not in a hurry, and
Yeah,
let's hope we can make it to the States and you know.
I hope
See,
so, man. I love your
yeah.
vocals and your music. It's just an honor to have you on after all these years. Thank you so much.
Thank you for playing the record and inspiring promoters to book us and fly us in.
You got it, Mark. Thank you,
Take
buddy.
care.
I'll
All
see
the
ya.
best.
All
Rock
right.
on. Bye,
Candles
Dean.
lit, man. See ya.
Bye.